Hi, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Brothers Radio.
Another riveting installment of the Brothers Radio podcast.
That's right. We're here.
Joined by ourselves.
Joined by ourselves on a Sunday.
And our woes.
Got a nice little breakfast in us, French toast.
Oh, Mom made French toast this morning. It was pretty good.
Little coffee.
Yeah.
Now we're going to dive into a little wine.
Figured out it's past 12 o'clock. It's not.
We'll have red wine and and some Classico fire roasted tomato and garlic jars.
Yeah, you know, you get that sauce from like Costco, the tomato sauce for pasta. For some reason, Aubrey, not being a very good Italian, he doesn't make his own sauce. This fucker, he buys it from the store and he collects the jars in order to have fine china.
Will you just let me be?
All right. I mean, I'll let you be, but I'm still going to criticize you. You can do whatever you want. You're a free man, after all.
That's right.
But this wine does have a lovely bouquet. And I must say, the jar enhances the smell, I believe.
An Apothic Inferno.
I guess they age this shit in a whiskey barrel, so it's a little more fortified.
If anybody is an avid wine drinker,
we got any wine bitches listening to this thing?
Yeah, that's right. I recommend the Apothic Inferno, aged in whiskey barrels for 60 days. And it's 16%, has a little punch to it. But
yeah, a little more kick than the average wine. Like average wine is usually 13.
I'm not a big wine drinker, but god damn, this stuff is good.
It's pretty tasty. It's velvety smooth. It's very fragrant indeed.
Yeah, we definitely found out
Notes of cherry and strawberry.
That's right. But we definitely found out last podcast with Dylan. That's a good wine. We preferred that one. Because what other bottle did we get? Is it? It's not in the recycling. I took it down.
It was it was a Menage a Trois of some kind.
Yes.
Was it Jacob's Creek Menage a Trois?
No.
Whatever it was.
It wasn't quite that white trash.
Jacob's Creek is white trash?
Yes.
Well, yeah. I guess that's what...
I stand by that.
That's what all the wine moms drink around here anyway.
Pretty much. But
it's pretty good. Yeah. So, Thanksgiving weekend, eh? It's
Thanksgiving her.
We're just Thanksgiving her, you know. Shout out Terry Cahill.
I love that guy shares that video. Well, I think he just made it last year, but he shared it again this year. And you can see he's standing on what's that one hill where you stand in Calgary? You can see the whole downtown. Nose Hill? No.
Oh, yeah, Nose Hill. Yeah, in like the northwest there.
I think so.
Yeah, you can see everything from
so he's standing on Nose Hill. The whole downtown is behind him, and he's just talking about Thanksgiving her.
Oh yeah.
And his caption was "Happy Thanksgiving her. Be kind to everybody for fuck's sakes." Which I thought was great.
Yeah, that's some good advice. That guy's a national treasure. He's a local treasure as well.
And it seems like his popularity has gotten bigger.
Oh yeah.
Well after the whole
now he's blowing up.
Movies.
He's blowing up on Instagram and stuff. Yeah. Because when did the first FUBAR come out? Like 05, 04?
Like 2000.
Yeah, that old.
Yeah.
FUBAR, the second one came out in like 08 or 9 or something like that, I think. What was that? FUBAR 2, Age of Computer?
Could be. I never watched the second one. I have only seen the first one.
I haven't. I watched a few clips of the first one.
Yeah.
I haven't seen the whole thing through. I got to watch it though.
Oh, yeah.
But it's such a great, it's a nice piece of Albertan history because it's making fun of, the oil patch and everything. And that's such a part of our culture. Yeah. And just, rig pigs and dudes going up there making money hand over fist and then, they're skids. So what's a skid going to do with a bunch of money? Buy dumb shit, mostly cocaine and hookers and other things.
Yeah.
Boats.
No, that's great. I love the first one because it's, yeah. Because it's kind of, I think it's set around like May long. So because their friend Tron he's diagnosed with cancer.
Oh, that's right.
And they just do the most Albertan weekend possible. Like just pack up their 86 Riviera or whatever the fuck it is. Some old
shitty old wagon.
Square body car of some sort.
Yeah.
Load the thing up with 16 coolers full of beer and half a cooler full of food.
Yeah.
And head out into the bush.
Yeah. Bush party.
Just get drunk as fuck.
Yeah.
smoking, drinking, and they, I think the one scene, they're partying during the night around the fire, just drunk as hell, and it cuts to the next scene, and they're like, Terry's passed out on the picnic table, Tron's underneath the picnic table, like just, they're didn't even set up their tent, too drunk to set up their tent, just fucking hammered.
Oh yeah.
Like just, you couldn't ask for a more Albertan
Well, isn't
weekend.
that how it always goes too when people are tenting? It's like, we're going camping, all right. They always, you get there early in the afternoon or whatever. What's the first thing you do? Put up the tent? No. Fuck no. You crack open the beers.
Yep.
Then you get about 5 or 6 beers in you, and you forget to put your tent up, and then you're like, oh, fuck, it's starting to get dark. So you start fucking around with the tent poles and the pegs and everything, and you get it half-assed up,
What could have been a 15-minute ordeal turns into a 45-minute drunken mess in the dark.
Bitching fest with your significant other in the dark.
Exactly.
It's so simple. You gotta get your priorities straight. You gotta help your drunk self before you get drunk. You gotta think of a future drunk yourself.
Yep, absolutely.
Like, you gotta do little things for them. Like, put like cookies in like your vest pocket. So then when your drunk self, who's like blacked out, reaches into his vest pocket, you find some cookies, and he's like, "Oh man, I love myself."
Well, I tend to do that with cash. I'll leave like 5s and 10s in my back pocket. I never seem to put them back in my wallet. I always just
ram them in a pocket somewhere.
In a pocket, then like 2 months later, I'll be like, "Oh shit, a $5 bill! Hell yeah!"
Yeah. I have a little basket I always throw all my change in.
Yeah.
And then when I, when it's time to, get a coffee or something, I'll just go in there and like, oh fuck, I got like $15 worth of loonies in here.
Yeah, exactly.
Grab a fucking mitt full of loonies, go get a coffee.
Then you have enough change to buy yourself a Mexican hot chocolate.
Oh, exactly. A little sizzleman in there, a little Kanye pepper.
Exactly. Man, we should open up this other bottle here.
All right, fine. It's the Lord's Day. We're drinking Jesus' blood, or however that shit works.
Well,
if you're Catholic,
feel free
to correct us.
God, I hope we don't have any Catholic listeners.
There's nothing wrong with Catholics. They just follow a very barbaric form of religion.
Doesn't mean they're bad people.
No, they're great people. In fact, I'm kind of jealous, because not only are they right with God, they also get drunk every weekend on wine. It's like, this is great. It's the best of both worlds. They got it figured.
Man, this unit, this bottle opener is sick.
That's a lot better than that fucking Norwegian army knife that I had. That sucker, you need to really put some force into that bitch.
I was really giving her the gas.
Yeah, I was scared you may be going to bend it or something. But hey, it's real Norwegian stainless steel, so.
All right.
Glug, 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 glug.
Drinking lots of wine.
Someone told me one time, if you have like a bottle of really shitty wine, like real cheap stuff that's kind of like bitter or whatever, what you can do is you take the whole bottle and you pour it into a blender. Then you pulse it a little bit and you aerate the wine.
Yeah. It
actually changes the flavor of it. It gets rid of that bitter flavor, because I guess the oxygen will break down those chemical flavors, the tannins they're called.
Yeah.
It'll break it down, and then it'll be a lot sweeter, or maybe not necessarily sweeter, just less bitter. So
nice.
Yeah.
Well, there you go for all you wine connoisseurs. But truthfully, if you're a connoisseur of wine probably doesn't last long in their house.
No, probably not. Or at least not, like, if it's corked, it'll sit there for a while. But if it's uncorked, well, you got to drink it within, 5 days or whatever. Otherwise, it starts going bad on you.
Yeah. Interesting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so Halloween's coming up, eh? It's the spooky month.
What are you going to be for Halloween? Oh, I was going to ask Dylan, because, and I never told that story of Dylan that one time on Halloween. We were in Red Deer, and he was dressed as Captain America. And we walk into Billy's, and he coat checks his shield.
Just for the toonie?
Yeah.
You have him a toonie and everything for the shield?
Yeah, I was there. I coat checked my jacket, and then he had the shield. He's like, asked the lady, he's like, "Can you coat check this?" She's like, $2. Well, he went, so he coat checked his Captain America shield.
Oh, that's fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, it was awesome. Shout out to Billy's in Red Deer. I guess Long Riders now.
You would think maybe the bouncer, I wonder if the bouncers would allow a guy to come in there with a shield.
It was a foam shield.
Yeah, but I mean, it could still, you could probably still fuck somebody up with it.
It's more of a distraction. It wasn't heavy foam.
It was just a thin. Okay.
It was a cheap
I thought maybe if it was
costume.
like one of them, like a plastic toboggan type thing.
No, it wasn't even plastic. It was just foam.
Okay,
but coat checked the bitch. That was the highlight of my night.
Yeah.
That was hilarious.
Yeah. Yeah. And then proceeded to get blackout drunk in Billy Bob's.
Oh, yeah.
What's it called now? Long Rider?
Long Riders.
Oh, why? Why do they have to make it a gay bar?
Yeah, I don't know. Actually, Dick Riders would have been a straighter name, I think.
Yeah, Dick Ryder's Bar. Yeah. You know, Dick, Richard.
Oh, Richard owns it.
Oh, Richard Ryder.
I wonder how he's doing.
Dick Sniffle.
But when you think of Long Riders, it's like, oh, that's that faggot shit.
Yeah, the riding long. Fucking cock jockeys. Come on into cock jockeys. Get yourself a slippery nipple. Shoot her down and have a bunch of wild gay sex with Burt Reynolds lookalikes.
Come for the mustache ride. Stay for the slippery nipples.
Yeah. Oh God.
Yeah, but I've been there. After it's been renamed to Long Riders, it's same old shit.
Yeah, it's probably the same staff there.
It hits the same.
Yeah, they play the same 15 songs, one of which is Cadillac Ranch.
Yes.
The other one is
Nitty Gritty Dirt
Little
Band.
Dust on the Bottom. That one.
That's
what song is that?
Don't let it fool you.
By what's inside.
Oh, who does that song?
It might be
Little dust on the bottle. Fuck.
Whoever, you folks know. You Google that shit for yourself.
I want to know.
All right, we'll Google that.
Oh.
But they always play that one there. It's always the same 15
might
songs.
Be
but
Little Dust on the Bottle. It's Dust on the Bottle by, right there. David Lee Murphy.
David Lee Murphy. No, I've never heard that name before, but I know that song.
Oh, that's a classic.
Yeah, it is.
No, not that I knew it, but
there's nothing wrong with that.
I could sing every word of it, but I don't know who sang it.
You sing it for all you care.
Yeah.
Who sings that song? Me. Fuck you.
Yes.
You ever have someone do that? It's like, hey, who sings that song? Oh, Allman Brothers Band. Yeah, maybe you should let them sing it. I hate it when people do that to me.
I've totally done that.
You've done that to me before. I've had people do that to me. I'm like, you know what? Go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
Ram it up your fucking poop chute.
Yeah. Take it up the sphincter.
I'm trying to express myself through the art of music, and you're just shitting all over me.
I love singing.
I love singing too. I wish people sang more.
Yep.
Seems like,
singing is a dying breed.
Yeah, singing is a dying breed. And then the people who think they can sing shouldn't sing.
Yeah.
Except for us, of course. We're very good.
Yeah, we're fantastic.
We're fantastic. We got the voices of songbirds out here.
That's right. We're the songbird of our generation.
Yeah. You're one half of the bird, I'm the other. I'm the wings, you're the shitter.
I'm the left hemisphere of the bird.
Hemisphere. Yeah, you're the fucking brains, and I'm the wings.
Speaking of the left hemisphere of the bird,
I
heard this one joke. It was like, why do rappers always talk about pulling the panties to the side? You're going to chafe the entire left hemisphere of your bird.
Where the fuck did you hear that?
I don't know, man. I heard it.
You heard it somewhere?
All I know is I heard it and it was funny.
Oh, God. Shave to the left hemisphere of your bird. The left semicircle. The whole south side of the bitch. You're going to... Yeah, that's panty chafing. No joke, man.
Word. I mean, I don't wear them, but...
I'm just going to stop talking now. Fuck you. But anyway, back to Halloween. Costume ideas. Like, what's something good? What do you typically go for? Do you typically go for something spooky? Or do you go
racist for sure.
Racist or funny?
Racist or funny,
which is usually, racist is funny. So.
Well, I've been dressing as an Arab for the past 10 years.
And been passing successfully. So far, no one's accused you of blackface because you look like one.
Yeah, that's true. Maybe I should go as like a real Guido or a real, like a Jersey Shore Italian.
Yeah, not like this Italian from the prairies Italian.
Yeah, wearing a Carhartt plaid. Carhartt t-shirt.
A nice plaid, by the way.
Hey,
this isn't Carhartt, but...
What is that, a Dickies?
Yeah, fucking
nice
Costco special.
Snap, though. I wish mine was a snap.
It's got the zip and the snap.
Oh,
snap buttons and the zip down the center.
So it looks like you're wearing a sweater underneath. Your collar's all fucked up, by the way, Gum.
Whatever. Who am I trying to impress?
Me.
Why?
Please, just...
You've seen me fucking passed out drunk on the lawn before. Like, you can't be all that impressed with me. This is probably better than... Like, my collar being fucked up is really nothing.
That's true. That's a drop in the bucket.
It's a drop in the bucket, my friend. We've seen each other at our worst.
That is very true.
Yeah, no, I typically go for funny shit when I dress up for Halloween. Like, so this year I was thinking, like, what's good? I mean, all the good costumes are racist now. Like, it can't be like a chief or can't be Martin Luther King anymore. Well, you can, but you can't do the blackface.
Damn you, society.
You can't be the blackface, so everyone just thinks you're an anchor man. Everyone just thinks you're Peter Mansbridge with a mustache.
Exactly, you're Paul Dumpy.
Fucking weatherman. So,
I don't know what would...
Can't do MLK. Can't do Hitler. That's never really that funny.
It's not as funny as you think it is.
Yeah, it never is, because it's just like, okay, you're the Hitler guy, but... Hello?
Oh, Dad's showing up.
Oh, Pops.
We're doing a podcast, Dad.
Oh, I thought starting at 2.
No, ending it too.
Oh, ending at 2.
Yeah.
We're going that long?
Or, well, I don't know how long we'll go, but...
Well, good luck then.
Yeah.
No, thanks.
A lovely background.
Oh, that's the background. All those things on the wall.
Yeah.
I have a
All these pennants on the wall.
Mustang clock.
Oh, well, Peterbilt.
Yes, and the old Peterbilt poster. And all the grain.
Yeah, nightly inspection today. Me and Josh keep talking about printing off a picture of like a doodle of a butt, and then put it right there on the end of the finger.
Yeah, Josh is the butt guy.
Yeah.
He's a little interesting. I had a tack going.
Yeah. It's out by 5,000%.
450 RPM too fast, I think.
Oh, well, that's actually not that bad.
So I don't.
That's closer than I thought.
I don't know if that means we have to totally recalibrate or just go to different numbers.
We could just we could bump it down a little ways. Like, luckily we have a tachometer that actually does work, so we can just work off that, right?
Tack on what?
On the old buck.
Has it always been out?
Well, no, I got a new one that's electric instead of cable drive. So the one that goes click, 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 click.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
Are we
you...
recording all this?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
We're live.
Yeah, well, we're not... Yeah.
We'll be live soon.
You're barely live.
Barely alive. Because you replaced the speedometer, too, didn't you? Nice electronic one.
Yeah, GPS speedometer.
Nice.
Which is great and all until all the satellites get blasted out of space by a solar storm.
China takes
That's why
over
I
all
got
the
a good
satellites.
tack, 'cause I drive with a tack.
Oh, yeah.
That's right.
Yeah. A good truck driver knows what speed he's going by the rotations his engine's going. Yeah.
By how bad the dash is vibrating.
Yeah, and the headlights.
Yeah.
Oh, found a good use for that.
Yep.
Well, I hate to be that guy, Dad, but can you get the fuck out of here?
Well, if I want to be on the podcast,
Oh, we'll get you on one of these days.
put something useful in.
Yeah, we'll drink some 40 Creek and talk about trucks.
Yeah.
What about, where's Josh today?
He ain't joining us.
No. He's holding out on us.
Typical Josh. Backing out.
He's blue balling us, the fucker. Oh, well.
Oh, have fun.
Later.
I see you, Pops.
Quit banging my head on the ceiling.
What'd he say?
Did Mom tell you about Dave?
Yep. Yes.
Yeah.
Where were we? Halloween?
Halloween costumes. Yeah, you can't dress up like Hitler anymore. We could never really dress up as Hitler. That's not funny. Stalin, maybe. No, it'd be really funny, though. Gorbachev. Because you gotta, like, put
I'll be Reagan.
Yeah, and then we'll just make out in the middle of the party.
Gorbachev.
Just ruin it for everybody. Make it so gross.
Forget the Berlin Wall. Let's just make out.
Well, no, what we'll do is we'll build a cardboard wall across the living room of someone's house.
Or we'll throw a big party and just have a can wall. And at the end of the night, we'll knock down the wall and make out.
Yeah. We'll reenact the real events of the fall of the Soviet Union. Ronald Reagan's gay lover, Mr. Mikhail Gorbachev. I'm telling you right now. Little gay sex can solve world peace.
Mr. Gorbachev, tear down this wall.
Tear down those pants.
Reagan smash. Reagan smash.
Oh, God. Yeah.
No.
No, let's not do that. But that'd be funny though, because you gotta get like the bald cap and then have the birthmark he had on his fucking head. You know?
No, you're Gorbachev.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Oh, yeah.
So if anyone here listening wants to be Gorbachev, here's how you do it. You gotta have a bald cap and then put a big purple stain on it for the birthmark and everything.
I forgot he had a big old halo.
You know what I want to do? I think actually, for Halloween costume, just toga, like be like, hey, I'm fucking Emperor fucking Vinny Da Vici.
Emperor's New Groove.
And fucking I'm the Emperor of the Roman Empire over here. My name's fucking Vinny Scipio. I'm here. I'm gonna conquer some fucking Arabs or some shit, and walk around like, hey, I'm walking in, you fucking pleb.
What are you, Greek? Yes.
No, I make love with them. I'm Roman. I have sex with Greek boys, which is true. Romans are filthy animals. Same with the Greeks. They had just having gay sex with each other all the time. They really, well, see, it's really interesting because the Greeks were having sex with little boys and stuff, and the Italians really improved upon the idea of sex by realizing you could also do it with women. So,
and boy, was that life-changing.
Dude, that was a revolution. I'm telling you. Put the stork out of business for sure.
You're telling me we can have sex with women?
That's what I'm saying. I know. It seems gross, but
hear me out.
Listen, I'm telling you right now, cooties was invented by Big Gay to prevent men from having sex with women.
It's been a conspiracy.
It's a big gay conspiracy. And they're coming back in full force too.
Oh, that's funny.
Oh boy. Have you heard of? Have I told you about the Twitter account called Zhang Yang?
No.
Or Zhang Yang. It's this fake Twitter account. The guy is pretending to be a Chinese nationalist dude who's like constantly shitting on American politics and then like championing like the Chinese Communist Party and all this shit. And it's actually run by some dude in Idaho.
Yeah, I can believe that.
But he got banned recently, and so he put out on the Zhang Yang Instagram page. He's like, yeah, I've been banned for like the final time. I can't even make an account on Twitter anymore. So this fun little social experiment is over. But he's still making the shirts that he was selling for Zhang Yang Twitter account. Because of course he loves money, like any, good American does.
Good money hungry American.
Yep.
Any good capitalist.
Any good capitalism.
Yep.
So yeah, but some of the tweets are always so funny. It's like talking about, something about the American Army. So they put out some tweet about how transgenderism is good and all, or whatever, like they're supportive of it or any of that shit. And then he just go, good, easy for glorious Chinese People Republic Army to defeat stupid white guaylo, with guaylo meaning, that's like a derogatory term for like Westerner.
Oh, yeah.
Stupid guaylo, easy for us to roll over.
Did the Army or did like the FBI or the CIA put out some sort of really stupidly...
This was a while back.
Video.
Well, they've all done
recruiting.
They've all done this, but the CIA put out a racial inclusivity video. Like it's good. Women can join. Racial minorities can join. All this stuff. Meanwhile, the CIA literally murdered Martin Luther King, and like they're just hoping people forget about that.
The CIA literally shot JFK.
They fucking literally killed people who were trying to, create equality amongst the races. But now they're just like, oh, it's good. You can join us. People are fucked.
Jesus.
So yeah, that's the state of neoliberalism. Anyway, it's all a big sham to make money for a few people talking about rights and liberties for the downtrodden and the few and the minorities. But it's not about that at all. They don't give a fuck.
It's old people fighting for
control of these people.
Yeah, and to not change. They hate change.
Yeah. Yeah. So all this stuff, all this push for like, the gay rights, transgender rights, all minority stuff. You can look at it and just say, well, this really isn't about the rights of those people. It's about corporations trying to make money. Because why is it that every single major corporation on the planet is all super supportive of the gay people during the gay month, but then like, they're exploiting Bangladeshi children to make fucking Nike sneakers or whatever.
Exactly.
It's like they don't give a fuck. They're just trying to make money. They're just trying to market to gay people because I think gay people probably have a lot of money. At least you got to have a very high standard of living to live as a gay man.
I think so.
You got to have a lot of money to buy all that makeup and shit. Did you ever see that movie?
Well, gay men don't wear makeup.
Yeah, sure they do.
Well, I'm sure they can, but...
Almost every gay man I've ever seen wore mascara.
Really?
Just about, yeah.
Well, I'd say only half.
Oh,
I think there's a lot of gay men that just like sucking dick and just carry on with their lives.
Well,
no makeup free.
Well, there's lots. Well, it depends. That's if you're thinking of like
let's not define gay men by makeup.
Wyoming cowboy, bussy full of beans type gay guy. There's that guy, and that guy's got I have respect, man.
Ranching, roping, and riding dick.
Loving every day.
Cow punching and
dick sucking.
Exactly. There's those two. That's a percentage too.
Yeah. Well, no, absolutely. Those guys I got major respect for because you got to like.
Oh, speaking of which,
you got to have a lot of courage to. You're out in the bush in Wyoming. You got to have a lot of courage to like fuck a dude in the ass when there's like no plumbing around, no toilet paper, nothing. Dude, you gotta.
You have to be a different type of person.
You gotta be an animal.
No, I was just all of a sudden had this thought. I was in the mall yesterday and we were at Shoppers Drug Mart.
Oh, yeah.
There's you walk into the Shoppers and then from there you can go into like some sort of makeup store. I was with Kaylin.
Okay.
Whatever that one is beside it. Pretty fancy
place.
Oh,
that's a Sephora place, I think.
Sephora, maybe.
I think it's maybe a Sephora store.
Something like that.
Whatever it is.
Anyway, there's a guy working there. So when he talked to me, he was behind me. I was like, oh, that's a guy behind me. I turn around. It did not look like a man.
Oh.
He had shaved legs, a skirt. Was about 5'4", 5'5", but had a deeper voice than me. And I was like, no, we don't need any help, thanks. They're like, you guys need any help? No, we're just looking around. Well, if you need some help. Well, it wasn't quite that deep.
If you need a little help,
you could.
Here's my business card.
It was probably the similar tone to my voice, but you could tell it was not a feminine voice.
It didn't match the.
And then look. When I really started looking, I was like, oh yeah, that's for sure, man.
What do you mean by really started looking? You fucking upskirted him, saw his penis. Oh, you're a man.
No, you could tell. I was like
bone structure.
Yeah, and you look at her legs, I guess. Look at her legs, and it was like, oh, those are not something about the calves and the thighs. I was like, no, that looks like a man. Yeah,
you look like you could squat, 200 pounds.
Well, no, she wasn't strong looking. Oh. But you could tell that, yeah, everything about it just wasn't quite.
This didn't quite add up.
Enough, yeah.
And you're like, God bless you. But
I mean, when I heard the tone and the way she said this, I was like, oh, there's a guy behind me. And I spun around, and I was like, oh.
Well, there was, but there wasn't.
Yeah.
It's one of those sort of gray area situations.
One of those predicaments.
It was a man, but it wasn't a man, and you're like, oh, well. All right, God bless you, but I'm going to carry on.
Yep.
Yeah.
I wasn't offended by any means, but it just strikes
you. Very straight. It does. It hits you
because in your mind, like if I were to see her and then have her speak to me, I probably would have been okay with it. I was okay with it, but it wouldn't have caught me off guard like it did when I heard her voice. I was like, oh, that's a
dude.
That's a dude behind me.
And he spun around and it was like, boom. Like, ooh, okay.
That ain't a girl. I mean, yes.
Yeah.
No, I don't need any help.
Top of the morning to you. How you doing?
Good evening. Yeah.
Yeah, I had a professor who he taught me some Renaissance history. And this guy was flamboyantly gay, just like long fucking pink nails and this foppish haircut, and just a
class A faggot,
just your run of the mill stereotypical fag, respect. Yep. The dude wore a leopard print coat, like an actual leopard print coat, walked around.
And
I was like,
pants.
Yeah,
of course.
I was like, this dude, man, this guy is probably on the scene. This guy's hot shit around the gay bar, no doubt. Yes, please. If thou art truly thy brother's keeper, thou will pourest me some wine. So So I'm like, all right. I mean, he was really intelligent dude, very on the ball, really good historian too. Very, very, he never tried to get his politics into the study of history. Never tried warping things.
Yeah.
You know, because many historians go, oh, well, what does that mean about today? It's like, that's not, no one fucking cares. That's not what history is about. History is about studying what happened then. It's not about taking some bullshit situation in the past and then like shoehorning some
and trying to relate it to
try and
today.
relate it to like some current event to like propagandize what's going on today. Like that's not what it's about. So he was really good that way. So I had that class. It was great. He marked me like super hard, probably because he could tell I had a bit of a rustic accent and he maybe didn't like me too much. But anyway, passed the class. 2 semesters later, I see him, but he's no longer a him. He's wearing a bright red dress. And this dude is like 6'6". He's a tall, like, he's a German fella. Or, well, yeah, I don't know if he spoke fluent German. He had no accent, but he spoke fluent German. He changed his hair from the foppish blonde haircut to, like, he had a wig on, like, long, flowing brunette locks. And I was like, what the hell is going on? Dude, like, your name was Matt, and now he's going by Victoria. I'm like, oh, Christ. I was walking by, I'm like, damn. It's a good thing I wasn't in that class, now, because I don't know if I'd be able to contain myself.
Get ready for some off-putting comments.
I might say something I don't want to say. So, yeah, that was interesting. What was really funny was, because, this guy's fashion sense was just fucked. Like, wearing a leopard print coat like your Cruella de Vil. Like, what the fuck?
Dalmatian coat.
He was just fucked. Like, he looked like a villain.
Yeah.
Of a James Bond movie, for fuck's sakes. Anyway, there's this girl in that class with me. I had a few classes with her. She said to me the one day, oh, wow, I just love his fashion sense. I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Seriously? Like, it's one thing to put this on and think you're looking good, but you're going to, like, actually compliment him on his fucking choice of leopard print coat for fucking whatever it was, cheetah print?
If I look at it at a very unbiased point of view, that outfit is whack.
The shit is whack. Like, are you trying to be a pimp? But how can you be a pimp if you're gay? Like, I don't know. I don't understand what he's going for. What's
you don't need a certain sexual orientation to be a pimp. Pimping is just it's a gene.
It's a state.
It's a state.
It's a state of being.
Yeah.
Wait, is there gay pimps?
Yeah, I don't see why not.
Are they the most... But that doesn't make sense, because how do you keep the bitches in line if you ain't constantly beating them and fucking them? Isn't that how pimping works?
No, I don't think
That's
so.
how it works. That you keep your bitches in line by, like beating the shit out of them and then giving them a little bit of loving to, like, make up for it. It's all fucked up. The relations in
Oh, yeah, probably.
in the horror world is not good. Pimps are exploitative.
Yeah. Yeah, but
a gay pimp,
But if you're a bisexual pimp, you can just have... You're like, oh, you're a guy that... You're a gay man? Well, I'll pimp you out. I'll fuck you.
You're a gay pimp pimping out other gays.
Yeah. Or you're a
Is that a
bisexual
thing?
pimp and you just pimp out absolutely anything. But
But that doesn't make sense. That doesn't make sense to have gay pimps.
It's the hustle.
But gay pimps doesn't make any sense because
Why?
it's all about supply and demand, right? Men just want to fuck. So they see another gay guy. It's like, why would I pay $100 an hour when I could just fuck this dude in the bar for free?
Counter.
All right.
You're a 57-year-old businessman.
Deeply closeted.
Deeply closeted, gay. You're in a very alpha male Wall Street job, making big money. You're a little overweight, not that
but
good
you're part of that Yale thing.
Part of that whole Yale thing. You know how that
You know what I
shit
mean?
goes. So, fuck yeah. You'd be like, oh, I want $800 for a night for your finest bussy.
I'll have
Hell
your
yeah.
finest bussy, please.
One bussy,
Oh, sure.
please.
Here's the menu.
Here's the menu of our finest bussy.
All cuisines from all over the world.
Aged 18 years.
We got some younger stuff too. If you're interested.
There's
but-
always a market for sex. There always will be.
right, but
Always
maybe
has
not.
been, always will be.
I don't know. It seems
it's
like
the oldest profession.
That's true. That's true. It is the oldest profession. Pimping yourself out.
Yep.
Well, I don't know. They always say it's the oldest profession, but I think the oldest profession is probably like serial killer
Or cooking.
or cooking. Yeah. Well, Well, obviously we kind of went in opposite directions there, but I think, probably a psychopath. That's probably the oldest profession. Sure, it's a profession. It's a lifestyle, my friend.
Yeah, they really take their work home.
Yeah, they take their work seriously.
Yeah.
Chopping motherfuckers up with an axe, make sure all the blood's been bleached. That's a whole job.
Yep.
That's a career, my friend.
Yep. All right.
What they call them, career criminals, career killers. Huh?
I take that back. All right,
that's what I'm saying. That's the oldest trick in the book. So, you're sitting with your monkey tribe, got a couple sticks. It's the total collective wealth of your tribe is 2 sticks and a rock.
Ape strong together.
Yes, precisely. And one of them is kind of an antisocial fella, but he's really good at, he's got no fear, so he just runs straight at the lion with a stick, and he loves killing the lion. He knows exactly where to stab the lion. But he keeps stabbing it. He just keeps stabbing it, even after it's dead. He keeps stabbing that damn lion, and the rest of the monkeys are like, well, it's already dead. Why keep stabbing it? That's the oldest profession. He's a psychopath.
They notice he has a raging erection. What is wrong with this monkey?
Is that pre-cum dripping out? Because, of course, they're not wearing clothes, so they can see everything. Did that monkey just shoot his load while he killed that lion?
Okay.
That's icky. This is a hypothetical situation. This isn't me speaking.
We're trying to trace our roots.
We're
sifting through our own DNA
We're trying to figure out the root of the human soul.
That's right.
The root of psychopathy. And I think it had something to do with dudes who just love killing predators.
But I have a feeling like our early ancestors, I feel like that sort of psychopath gene, that person would have died well before he would have been able to reproduce, I think. Because if you're charging toward lions or whatever animal, just head first, no fear, there's a way higher chance of dying.
Oh, see, that's those psychopaths, the really crazy bastards.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. Those ones tended to get weeded out. So it's a very, very rare gene.
But I guess the really calculated
psychopaths who are able to, convince some other monkey to go running head first, those are the ones that succeeded. Those are the ones that built civilizations.
You can directly trace those ones to Ted Bundy,
Alexander the Great,
the Zodiac Killer,
fucking Margaret Thatcher. She's probably one of them.
Probably.
Fuck. What'd she say to all them coal miners who went on strike? Fucking get back in the coal mines, you fucking pricks. Basically. So, you were going to strike? We'll just imprison all of you. And they're like, oh, well, fuck, okay, I guess we'll go mine coal again. Die at the ripe age of 40. That being said, God bless the Iron Lady. Because Las Malvinas is no more. It is the Falkland Islands. Thanks to Margaret Thatcher. Fuck Argentina.
Did Margaret Thatcher have girl power?
Yes.
And I believe she successfully utilized it.
Well, she bombed Argentinians to death. Absolutely. The Iron Lady. So did you hear this on the news? The news. It's a thing. It's a thing.
Ah, yes.
William Shatner, he's going to space. Fucking Captain Kirk. He's 90 years old. He's going to be the oldest man to go to space.
Yeah. Prediction. He ain't coming back.
Well, I mean, that's a pretty good way to go.
But honestly, that's
a good way to go.
That's
especially
the intended
as
way.
Captain Kirk. If you fucking explode in a rocket ship.
I just think he's going to die of some sort of...
a heart attack or some shit?
Probably, yeah.
That's a pretty good way to go.
And I
died
think...
because your heart gave out on you while you were traveling at a bajillion miles an hour?
Yep. If anybody was to die in space, I think...
It has to be him.
It has to be him.
Well, did you know that there's no actual...
And that Russian dog.
Oh, yeah. But did they die... Wait, is this the dog that the Russians brought up there?
Hats off for a second. Moment of silence for the Russian dog.
What was that dog's name again? Zoe or something? Yeah. What was the monkey they sent up there?
Beats me. Probably Getzloff or something. I don't know. Getzloff the monkey.
They sent a Polish monkey?
Well, they send Polish for everything else. Why wouldn't they send a Polish monkey?
I thought all Polish people were monkeys. Vyacheslav Getzlav went up there.
What if the Russians just took a picture of a monkey in a spacesuit and they're like, "Oh, we can't send a monkey," and then swapped him out for a Polish guy? That would be a Russian thing to do.
Yeah, it looks the same. They got enough hair on their knuckles, those fucking knuckle dragging bastards.
Hopefully no Polish guys are listening.
That's all right if they are. What are they going to do? Fucking mash their keyboards at us? That's it. No, but he's going to space, right? So he's lifting off on October 12th. That's in 2 days.
Who's sending him up? NASA?
Well, he's going to be riding on Jeff Bezos' rocket, which is really interesting, though. It's a bit odd that on the day of his space launch... No, but on the day of his space launch, he's going to be having gay sex with the richest man on the planet. That's a bit strange.
That's odd.
It's a bit odd. So hey, what different strokes for different folks, I suppose.
Is he riding Jeff Bezos, like...
He's riding his rocket, and then he's also going into space on the Blue Origin spaceship.
How does that work?
Well, it's called a little innuendo, brother. It's called an innuendo. You know what riding a rocket is? Just come on. You can use your monkey brain. Come on.
Not funny, Gump.
Fuck you. That was hilarious. I put a lot of thought into that one.
Riding the rocket.
You know what's even funnier is that bombed. That's even funnier to me. Because I knew that would suck.
So he's riding the Blue Origin.
He's going to go into space on the Blue Origin rocket.
They're not actually going into space.
They are, but they're not orbiting.
Right.
So like when Jeff Bezos went up there, and he took that 88-year-old dude.
Right.
That guy's the oldest guy to be into space. But now it's going to be William Shatner.
Imagine being that 88-year-old, be like, "Oh, I'm the oldest man in space. Nobody can beat me." And William Shatner watching
3 weeks. Like, 3 weeks later.
Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah. Hold my phaser and watch this.
Yeah. Set phasers to fun.
William Shatner. That fucking guy. Canadian gem. I think he's from Montreal. Jewish fella.
I really like
nice folks.
William Shatner's Weird or What?
That was a great show.
William Shatner's Weird or
Now, is that what? Weird or what? The expression. That man. Oh, man.
That was a real Canadian expression. Weird or what?
Is that weird or what?
Like, that's the Mennonites use that a lot. Or what? Yeah. Or whatever.
Or what? Yeah, we do use that quite a bit. Or what?
It's a real Canadian thing. Or what?
Yeah, or what?
Are we gonna fight or what?
Are we gonna fight or? Are you gonna flip them steaks or? Oh, you should probably use a little bit of marinade or.
Exactly. Salt and pepper or
or what?
You gonna pour a little wine or?
So yes. Anyway, William Shatner's gonna have sex with Jeff Bezos to conclude that story.
In his rocket.
In his rocket. He's
gonna be the oldest
riding a rocket in a rocket.
Victim of.
That's kind of like an Inception type of thing. Riding a rocket while you're in a rocket. Damn.
Jeff Bezos, you hungry motherfucker.
You know what we can hope for, though? Maybe William Shatner, afterwards has some pillow talk and convinces Jeff Bezos to pay his taxes. Jeffy, you really should pay your taxes,
Jeff, you owe a lot of money.
You owe a lot of money.
Wouldn't hurt to pay a little tax.
You own a considerable amount of the American economy.
1%.
You've essentially destroyed small business. You should at least pay your taxes.
It's the least.
Or create some sort of fund so that small businesses, don't completely disappear from human life.
Yep. I like small business.
I love small business too. I like going in there. You greet the person. You're like, hey, they know your name. You're like, hey, how's it going? Hey, I'll get the fucking come and get a bag of flour or some shit.
Exactly.
Get a slice of mutton. Like it's $18.95.
I get a loaf of bread.
Yeah, you go in there, the person, you chat them up. Yeah, hey, how's the kids?
But I like small business when it's just one guy. He has a pickup with a pressure washer on the back. Be like, I need you to wash my house. $400.
No problem.
$400.
Blow the fly shit out of the siding.
The cobwebs and the fly shit.
Pecker lint.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, small business. That's important. And there's not much of that anymore because he has essentially become the world's largest middleman.
Yeah,
and I hate middlemen.
In a sense, like he has acquired all this wealth,
right?
And
it makes sense that he has the wealth.
But all he does is just move product.
He is an infrastructure, and the fact that
he's an infrastructure that moves product. At the end of the day, you can't.
Oh, you can break that up. And I think you should break that up.
But I mean, like, for Jeff Bezos to, he can acquire other businesses, but he's not going to acquire a small business that like a one guy in a pickup that has a mobile mechanic.
Oh, yeah, not like that
sort
stuff.
of shit.
No, but he owns a considerable portion of the world's transportation, and
like trucking.
Well, just think about all this, these warehouses that they have. Like, these products are coming from different countries. He is essentially in control of the movement of international products.
Right.
At least a considerable portion of it, not 100% obviously, but a huge, huge percentile of international goods trades. And that is a lot of power. I don't know that any one business should be in control of something like that. It used to be a business gets to a certain size, the government would actually step in and say, no, this has gone so far that it no longer is upholding free market capitalism.
Yeah.
This has become a monopoly.
Yeah.
We have to break this up. And now we're not quite at that point yet. There is some businesses that compete with Amazon. Shopify, Alibaba, that comes out of China. Speaking of which, that guy got reprogrammed by the Chinese Communist Party, but
Probably.
That's another story for another day.
Well, and the Chinese Communist Party probably owns a certain percentage of it.
Of Amazon? Or no, of Alibaba. Oh, well,
Alibaba,
they essentially own the whole thing because they can control the man who technically owns it.
Yeah.
So that's another corporation. There's various, even FedEx and Purelator and all that shit still exist as transportation services. But Amazon is not just a transportation service. It is the place that you go to connect with someone who builds a product. So it's not
hub,
just
It's not so much the transportation is more of the hub.
It's the
and
connection
he's slowly
service.
Purchasing the transportation side of it.
Well, and he owns the connection service. It used to be, in an age without the internet, right? If you wanted to buy something, you'd have to go to someone's store.
Yeah.
These days, you go to Amazon and someone's store is listed on their site.
Yeah.
So now he owns the largest virtual mall on the planet.
Yeah.
And
he takes his little percentages.
I don't know if it's super little percentages. He is worth $200 billion?
No, I know, but you have a ton of, let's say there's 1 million small businesses and he takes, I don't know.
0.01% of all.
Or even 1%.
Well, that'd be way too high. He probably takes a tiny percentage off of each business. But
yeah, tiny percentage of 1 million businesses.
Adds up.
That's a lot of money.
A lot of money. And it's not to
makes
say
a certain
that
percentage off of each product sold from those stores.
And it's not to say that it's a bad thing necessarily. It just undermines the importance of community and the importance of small business. And maybe it makes it. I mean, obviously, Amazon's fucking sweet. You can get that's where we got all this horse shit from. All these microphones and garbage.
It's convenient.
It's super convenient. You can get cheap shit that's actually not that bad for a very low amount of money.
Yeah.
It's here in 2 weeks. It was here in 10 days.
Yeah, and we didn't think about it. It just showed up. Oh,
it's wicked.
Sweet.
So that's the upside of it. But the downside is, I don't know who the fuck made this.
Yeah.
I don't know who even this corporation is. They gave me a fucking business card in the box, but I don't actually know who these people are, where it was manufactured. I don't know anything about this product. All I know is it came from Amazon. Yeah. They control where this stuff comes from.
Yeah, but at the same time, for a local guy or somebody in Calgary to make these microphones would be a huge amount of money.
Very expensive. It would, but at least you'd know that money was staying within your local economy.
Yeah.
And so you gotta weigh the cost.
Yeah.
Either you spend a lot of money on a microphone from somebody that you can kind of know, someone who's around the same region as you, or you can spend very little money and get goods from the other side of the fucking planet from a mega corporation that provides services. So anyway, I don't know. That's my take on Amazon. It's baffling. Like, I'm not the kind of guy to say, oh, we got to fucking eat the rich or whatever. Like, you're going to kill that mantra.
There's got to be a certain amount of incentive here in the capitalist.
There has to be people willing to,
society.
Yeah, you have to have your most productive people at the top doing work all the time, always improving things. That's just how it works. And the mantra of eat the rich is kind of like a bucket full of crabs situation where we're like, oh, well, we got to pull down the people trying to get out of the bucket, we got to pull them back in.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's like, I can't believe these guys aren't paying taxes like the rest of us.
Yeah.
Like, that's not fucking fair.
No.
You and me are paying taxes. Well, you are paying taxes. I don't have a job just yet. Still looking. I spend every single day throwing out resumes, these fuckers. They'll hire me as a waiter at a table or a fucking lumberyard hand or whatever, but they won't hire me for an office administrator, which is stupid. But anyway. So I understand that, obviously we got to have efficient people working at the highest levels of stuff, but
because at the end of the day, you and me aren't capable of what Jeff Bezos is doing.
We're fucking morons.
Yeah.
We're Jeff, like these guys, Elon Musk, whatever, these millionaires, these guys are working like fucking 80 hours a week, always working on shit, thinking of shit, managing billion-dollar corporations. It takes a lot of work. It's not just like you're sitting by watching the money come in.
Truthfully, we need we have a society that is able to influence these types of people to do great things.
Yeah. Absolutely. So what needs to happen is that
but we need to fucking tax them.
They have to pay their fair share, and they're not. And what these Pandora Papers are showing, like we talked about that last time, the Pandora Papers, many of the world's elites, still no Americans implicated yet, but many of the world's elites are not paying their fair share, like the common man.
Yeah.
So it's like, what does equality really mean? If all of us are paying taxes except for the ones at the top, how is that fucking fair?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Anyway, that's all I got to say on taxes. I mean, honestly, at the end of the day, I wish no one paid taxes, but, certain things do have to be paid for in a governmental sense, but just minor things, self-defense, national defense.
It's kind of interesting to see, like here in Canada, we get taxed a lot, but it's interesting to see the different government programs, especially these farmers. A lot of these big farmers have somebody employed to actually look for
grants. Yeah.
Oh.
But that's what I should do, be a grant writer.
Exactly. But they're constantly looking for grants. They get these farmers and feedlot owners, they're getting a huge amount of money from the government to
very subsidized,
to expand and that sort of shit. Like, so there's a lot of the money that we pay in taxes is being funneled back into the economy.
Into agriculture, yeah.
Or not even agriculture, just the economy.
Yeah. But that's not necessarily a good thing either. I mean, because for every $1 that gets funneled back into the economy, there's $3 that just kind of get lost.
But that goes into into wages of people.
Yeah, but then
which
you
I don't
wonder,
like. But because I like the idea of somebody making money, making their own decisions.
Yeah,
like as a small business owner, or as like if I were to be hired by just some random guy on an acreage to work, I feel like that dollar is far more important than getting a paycheck working at some sort of government office.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Because I feel like I earn that dollar, where the dollar that's paid to me when I'm in a government office, I feel like I took that dollar.
Yeah.
And I don't like that feeling.
Yeah, the feeling that like that dollar was provided for you.
Yeah.
Rather than you went and earned something. You did a service for somebody because they gave you their money.
Because that guy on that acreage seen my ad in the paper and says, I need him to do something for me.
Yeah.
And that means a lot more to me.
Oh, that's absolutely. That's super important. For a lot of people, that's like that. It's sort of an empathetic thing. It's a feeling thing.
Yeah.
It's not about the money. It's about where the money comes from.
Yeah.
And lots of people are like that. A lot of people are like that and have no choice, though.
Yeah.
And that kills them.
Yeah.
Kills them inside. Yeah. Anyway, I got a little segment for you folks. Well, you guys got to watch the YouTube video to figure out why Aubrey's laughing right there. Check us out on Brothers Radio podcast on YouTube. We got a YouTube
trying
channel.
To put his hat on over his headphones.
It's very funny. Anyway, I got a little segment for you folks. It's called Street Psalms. You know Psalms?
Yeah.
Psalms. like from the Bible.
No. Yep.
Got some Street Psalms for you. some knowledge. We're dropping some.
You want me to read one?
Oh yeah, I'll give you a half, and I'll give you half of this stack here. And
oh, this is from the Book of Misogyny.
Yeah. You read one, I'll read.
I'll read one. All right.
We'll go back and forth.
If she let her phone die, she playing. Bitches don't let their phones die.
That's true. That's very true.
Bitches.
Now here we go. Well, here, we'll start at this one. We'll leave the best for last. You shalt not sticketh thy penis in the vaginal opening of a maiden of unknown origins.
Ain't that the truth?
Very true.
If thy ex bitch slander thou penis eyes, remindeth her who wrote it.
Yes.
Still beat though.
Yes, in layman's terms, still beat though. If thy homie a warning receiveth regarding the treacherous nature of the pussy ye sees, then keep the homie peace and relinquish thy dime piece.
I believe bros before hoes.
Precisely.
If thine girl giggles at thine jokes, she shall jiggle to thine strokes.
Oh, wow, that's a bit of good knowledge there.
I live by this one. I do.
Oh, here we go.
I'm gonna get that tattooed on me.
Please don't. What would mother think?
Nah, forget it.
Mark the words of a true street disciple, for he spoke with fiery conviction and said, if the day does not require an AK, it is good. Praise be to him. Saint Cube of the ice.
Well said, brother. Well said. This is a shout out to Kelly Beliveau.
Oh, this one.
It's better to come in the sink than to sink in the cum.
Oh, if that ain't true, I don't know what is. All right. Oh, and of course, here we go. This is straight from the prophet future himself. From the streets did she emerge, and to the streets she will return. Verily I say unto you, she is for the streets. So be not weary when she must return from whence she came.
She belongs to the streets.
She belonged to the streets.
This is one for Josh.
Oh, all right.
It is better to have a pee-pee that smells like ass than to have an ass that smells like pee-pee.
Oh, God. Yeah, that's pretty good. I love that one.
Josh definitely has an ass that smells like pee-pee. Don't you, Josh?
You sick fuck. Well, I mean, it's 2021 after all, you know. But I didn't know Raina had a pee-pee. That's very fascinating.
She just straps that shit on.
Clamp her down. Nice.
Excellent. That was fun. I like the Book of Misogyny.
Yeah. I think there's a whole subreddit dedicated to that shit. So you just scroll through there, find some shit. I got most of these from a book called the Book of well, I can't say that. It's the gamer word. So I'll just have to say neighbor relations. But you know what I'm getting at, eh, folks? It's the book of that.
I think somebody even had a subreddit of the Book of Hickalations. This is kind of a redneck Bible. It was
I'll have to look at that one next time.
If it leaketh oil, it possesseth oil.
That's I live by that.
Yep.
It's like, well, it's leaking oil, but fuck, at least we got some.
Yeah, that's right.
It's a good sign. You got to
really
top her
start
up.
worrying when it quits leaking.
Yeah. If it's leaking and stops, then you have a problem.
Yep.
Because then it's out.
Really look into that.
Yeah. Yes. So you know how like most, I think this is a really like Midwestern United States, Western Canada kind of thing. Like everyone has like a bits and bobs drawer.
Oh, a junk drawer.
Yeah, a junk drawer.
I have one. Yeah.
Or like an odds and ends drawer.
Yeah,
like give us, like, let's go through this and like pick out items that always appear in one of these fucking
AAA batteries.
AAAs, AA A's.
Pens.
a singular 9-volt battery that's like 1/4 charged.
And the only reason it's a quarter charge is because everybody keeps licking it.
Yeah, every time you go, you get some nieces and nephews come over and you're like, hey, here's something fun. And you grab that old 9-volt battery and you lick it and it fucking zaps your tongue and shit. That's its only purpose. Every single fucking family member has licked that goddamn 9-volt battery. It's just filthy disgusting. You never once have you cleaned it. You just hope that time eventually sterilizes it.
Yep.
What else? Oh, one of those shitty screwdrivers with the multiple bits that you can throw into it.
Yeah, but half the bits are going.
Yeah, all you got the flathead, you got the one size of Phillips head, and then everything else is missing.
Yep.
So you're basically short. You got the two that are really important, but
a butter knife that doesn't match any of the butter knives.
Yeah, so you threw it there because it's for taking out screws.
That's a flathead.
It's a flathead screwdriver.
To find a fucking flathead.
Yeah, so you use a butter knife. That's right. Or sometimes it's a pry bar as well.
That's
you
right.
Never know. Just a bunch of rubber bands.
A little thing of assorted screws, nails, and tacks.
Yeah. This one, now if you grew up with people who maybe went through the Depression, these folks, maybe like your grandma or your grandpa or whatever, you might find a whole bunch of like bag ties, like bread bag clips.
Yep. But you can
twist
buy
ties.
Twist ties
or the bread bag clips. You might just find a bunch of those in there because sometimes people collect that. There's those.
Why does a person need a junk drawer? And you know what's funny?
Because people collect junk.
So I was watching, bear with me for a second.
All right.
I was watching Ant-Man the other night.
Mm-hmm.
And in the beginning of the movie, Paul Rudd breaks into a house and he has to break into this safe. And it has a fingerprint scanner. So he's like, oh, fuck, how am I going to do this? Well, he starts running around the house looking for tape, and he opens up a junk drawer.
And he finds tape.
He finds everything he needs, just generic items around the house. They're all in the junk drawer.
That's where, when you have a bunch of miscellaneous...
And it's always the top drawer.
Yeah, because it's you have a bunch of items that you can't really categorize.
Yeah.
You have a bunch of miscellaneous shit that it's useful, but you don't know, like, where do I put a half-used roll of packing tape?
Yeah.
Where do you put that?
Yeah.
Throw it in a top drawer somewhere.
Junk drawer.
You throw a bunch of like commonly used shit for when you're doing little handy things around the house.
Deck of cards, maybe.
Deck of cards, even. Like just random shit. You just throw it in there.
Yep.
That's why you have that drawer there.
Gotta have a junk drawer.
It's a very, I think it's a very Midwestern and Western Canada, Western United States thing. Because I feel like it's maybe a holdover from like the Depression and like the Dust Bowl and all that shit.
Could be.
Out here, especially on the prairies, the flatland, Kansas, Nebraska, Dakotas, all that shit. It was so dry and so hard to make a living out here, especially in those early days. People, you got a bunch of unbroken land out here.
Yep.
Like it was just hard to make shit. So you just saved everything. Because you never know when you need a roll of tape. You never know when you need some fucking twist ties. You might need twist ties. You don't fucking know.
Yep.
Roll of electrical
tape.
Everything.
Keep all your cans, your bottles.
Yeah, keep everything. And so you end up with junk collections. Yep. And there's the junk drawer is all the really useful, commonly used shit that you keep around.
Yep.
And that's what the junk drawer is. Yep. I feel like Eastern United States don't have this simply because they don't have the space.
We could be wrong. They might have a junk drawer too.
Maybe they have a junk drawer. But I'm guessing in some of those apartments, cabinetry is at it's a very expensive thing to have. To have, like, because you got plates and cups and all the other shit, utensils. You don't really have space to have a whole drawer dedicated to, like, shit. You might not have a drawer dedicated to that necessarily.
Could be.
So, who knows, though? Maybe we gotta bring in some fucking Easterners to tell us if they got junk drawers or not.
Could be, yeah. That's an interesting question. If I ever come across an Easterner, I'll ask.
If I ever come across an Easterner, I'll ask him at the end of a 38 snub nose.
Yeah. Get the fuck off my property.
Get the fuck out of here. Eastern bums and creeps. To quote the great Ralph Klein. All these fucking Eastern bums and creeps.
You don't know what you had until it's gone.
Yeah. Thunder always happens when it's
raining. I still
raining.
want a picture of Ralph Klein in this studio.
Yeah, we got to get one. I think. Hold on, I might be able to hook you up for the next episode. I think we might have some photo paper around somewhere, so we could frame it and everything.
I'll build a frame. Build a nice little frame. I even have the 100-year Alberta Centennial coin.
Oh, stick that sucker in the corner.
Exactly.
Yeah, that'd be nice. A little display.
Yep.
Very nice. Yeah.
Just outside this window, we have the $400 holiday trailer.
The holiday trailer.
Remember when every Albertan got $400?
Yeah, Klein bucks.
Well,
that's what we used our money for?
Mom and Dad took the $800 from us and their $800 and put it into the holiday trailer.
No way.
Yeah.
That's where that came from, eh?
Yeah.
So you're saying I own a quarter of that bitch?
You own $400. They bought it for $5,000.
Oh, okay.
They put the majority of it, but they got $1,200 extra just from Ralph.
Just from right.
Yep.
Oh man, remember the days when governments ran surpluses?
Those were the days.
Yeah, never again. It's never going to happen again.
No. Why not?
Because
why can't we run a country like a business?
I don't know. I really don't know. I would. I think a lot of people would. But the people in power right now don't, because I don't know if they still think we're living in the Cold War or what. I'm not really sure. But
to me, to run a country into a surplus is super beneficial.
Super beneficial, because if you run just think about.
But maybe I'm not understanding something. I don't know.
Well, I understand. You have essentially two options, right? You can use tax dollars and directly invest in programs that help the common man.
Yeah.
Or you can run a budget surplus, meaning you don't spend on programs, which is what Ralph Klein did, right? He cut money funding to programs like You and Believe.
Yeah.
And a lot of people, like government servants, are really pissed about that. But
a lot of teachers,
what
a lot
he
of nurses
did was
really hated that shit.
Really hated it, but he directly invested in the people.
Yeah.
Themselves. Everybody got $400
instead.
And what did we do with it? We bought a
1995
old Jayco
fifth wheel.
Yeah, it's got a slide in it. It was a very fancy trailer back in the day.
Bitchin', man.
But we got a lot of use of that. We made a lot of good memories.
Yeah.
It was a very useful investment for us.
Yeah. Drug that thing all the way down to Kansas.
Yeah, imagine our family got $1,200 in some sort of family services type thing.
Yeah.
I don't know what government program. There's no government program that could provide the amount of memories and fun that we got out of this fucking trailer.
Yeah.
There's no.
Yeah.
Ultimately, that's what it comes down to.
Yeah.
I don't think government programs can do for people what people can do for themselves.
Yeah. And
so I feel, we should start running surpluses.
I just don't get it. That was 2005, right?
Mm-hmm.
2005 was the 100th year.
Yeah.
And in 2007 we had that trailer because that's when we went to Kansas.
When did Ralph Klein? When did he stop being premier?
See,
because he got in the 90s, early 90s.
Was it that early?
Oh, maybe even 80. Hold on, let's
no.
Google fucking Ralph Klein.
Because I was just searching up.
Because it was Stelmach was during the early 2000s, I thought.
No, Stelmach was after Klein.
Right, he was the successor, but it was. Okay, hold on here, folks. We gotta figure this out before we continue. Ralph Klein, former premier.
Ralph Klein ran from
retirement in 2006. Hold on, no here. He was mayor of Calgary first, 80 to 89.
Yeah.
Oh my God, load, you stupid bitch. Okay. Premier of Alberta from 92 to 06. Okay, so yeah. So the Klein bucks must have been 05.
Yep.
Right, because if I got Klein bucks, I would have had to been alive. So.
Yeah. No, it was definitely in there because we had. I'm fairly convinced because it was 05 or 06. My guess is 05.
Yeah. And see, but the really interesting thing about the idea of directly investing into the people's wallet.
Yeah.
For, like Klein bucks. The difference between that and today's version of it, given the, the COVID situation with the Trudeau bucks or whatever they're calling it, the CERB payments or Trump bucks, is that they didn't run a surplus to pay for that.
Yeah.
They made money.
They borrowed more.
They borrowed more money. They made more money, devalued the currency, and put it in people's pockets, which is completely fucking backwards. Because then what you're doing is you're taking a bunch of monopoly money with the fucking, the monopoly man on it, and you're just taking scissors and cutting them in half and then playing Monopoly with it.
It bothers me.
Like, you haven't made any more money. You've just cut the money you have in half.
Yeah. It bothers me how much debt this country is in, considering we have so many intelligent financial people in this country.
Well, at least out here we do.
At least out here we do. But still, there should be... It just doesn't make any sense. Why do we have to be in debt?
Well, there's, like, again...
do we have to appear poor?
No, I had talked about...
Thing?
A few episodes ago, I was talking about modern monetary theory, right?
Right.
And how, for instance, when a government heavily taxes its populace, it's not actually creating revenue. It's destroying inflation.
Right.
Because money is this fucking made-up thing now, because of, especially with the electronic money, it isn't a real physical thing. Like, I think 3% of the world's money is physical currency now.
Right.
It's a tiny percentage. So when you tax the population, you're essentially deleting money out of the economy. That's what you're doing. You're hitting the delete button.
Yeah.
But when you print money, you're hitting the create button.
Right.
Or the copy button. So
are we...
and the only way to have more money in circulation is to have more debt.
So are we trying to appear... Even though you and me, we know that we're quite wealthy, are we trying to appear not wealthy?
No, it's not like that at all, because the wealthiest nations on the planet are the ones with the most debt. That's got nothing to do with appearance. It's just the way that the modern monetary theory works. In order to have money, you have to have a deficit.
In order to...
Because any wealth that exists because there's deficit.
Right.
It's all borrowed on time. All of our money is borrowed on time. It's a very strange thing, because if you think about it in common sense terms, it makes no goddamn sense. But you have to think about it.
Do we have to be in a deficit in order to deal with other countries?
No.
Because if we were so wealthy, how could we possibly even deal financially with other countries, poor countries? Because
wealth isn't measured in money. Wealth is measured in total economic viability or virility, life, how well your economy is doing.
Right.
That's what wealth is measured in. And the world's economies, Japan, Germany, Britain, United States, Canada, etc., are very wealthy countries because they have very robust economies. They have all kinds of sectors.
And everybody's working.
Everybody, quite high employment rates and very robust economies with very many aspects to it. To have an economy where you didn't have debt in such a situation, in many ways, it doesn't have to make sense, because the economy isn't actually tied to the money. It's tied to, say, pure resources,
right? Human resources,
even. Right. It's tied to made-up resources like fucking internet businesses and things like that.
Right.
Software. These are resources that aren't necessarily tied to money. Money is just a means of transacting these things.
Right.
And so it doesn't really matter if we're in huge debt. That doesn't mean our economy isn't working. It just means that our power to trade, it's reflective of our power to trade.
Right.
That's what debt means. It's incredibly complex, and it doesn't really make much sense if you try and use common sense, because ultimately we are not living in a common sense world.
Right.
We're living in a world where I can FaceTime someone on the other side of the planet.
You can't relate your own personal debt to the debt of, you can't relate your own personal debt to how the debt of a country works.
Exactly.
They're two completely different things.
Absolutely, because you don't print your own money.
Right.
Canada owes its debt to itself, meaning it's essentially buying things with time.
Right.
So it's, if you could it's like this. It's like you plant a whole field of potatoes right? There's an investment there.
Yeah.
You're in debt because you spent all that time to put the potatoes in the ground. You spent the effort to put the potatoes in the ground and the little bit of money to pay farmhands or whatever, right?
And for the seeds and all that.
The seeds and everything, right? Yeah. You're now in debt.
Yeah.
But you've invested in something in the future.
Yeah.
Because eventually, at the end of the season, you'll have a whole field full of potatoes.
Yeah. And
when you reap, you will have profited. And so when we're in debt, it doesn't necessarily mean that we're in danger of anything. We've just invested a lot in the future.
Yeah.
So it's just the case that the Americans, for instance, they're at like $19 trillion or $20 trillion in debt. They've invested a lot in their future. There's always risk that comes with that.
Yeah.
Any investment has risk.
And I guess a certain percentage of that is invested in the people in their country. But it feels, but as a citizen, it feels like they're not investing enough into the people in their country.
No, they're investing in things. They're investing in business ventures.
Yeah.
Like you wouldn't believe the amount of corporate bailouts and corporate tax benefits and things like that are part of the government budget. Like it's ridiculous. They're not investing in the common man. They're investing in corporations that then provide jobs for the common man. It's a common belief that people are just too stupid to be able to provide for themselves, which is ultimately the root of the problem. The root of the problem is having a sort of an anti-humanist view of populations. People are too stupid to actually provide for themselves and do well for themselves. They must be taken care of.
But in a sense, they're just looking at it in a numbers kind of game.
Mm. Yeah, if you look at things in pure numbers. When you're
looking at it in an investment way, the corporation is a much smarter investment.
Yes, because it's not one person.
Singular man.
It's not one person. It's a system.
Yeah.
It's systematized. It has rules.
So if I were to look at numbers on a paper, I too would probably invest in a corporation.
So what you see in today's society is not really politics. It's a science of sorts. But the problem is they're trying to apply science to the human soul.
Yeah.
And that doesn't, you can't. Yeah. Because you can't explain human beings. I don't think you ever really will. As much as scientists want to try, they can't explain why a human being does what he does. And to believe that someone is incapable of taking care of themselves is just the most horseshit belief of all time. Yeah. People aren't, what's that great quote? It's a Dostoevsky quote. Men aren't piano keys. Men aren't just played. We're not just mechanical. There's always a trick of chaos within us. Sometimes we do things that is even against our own benefit, even against our own interest, but we do it anyway just because we want to see what happens.
We're inquisitive.
We're chaotic, but ultimately we know what's best for ourselves.
Yeah.
And in modern society, in a scientific world, that belief is contradictory to the most mainstream thought, to science. Because if you can boil a man down to his essence, you can create a society from that. But the truth of the matter is you can't boil a man down.
No, he can't, and you can't put a number on how somebody thinks.
No, there's no amount of computer power that could completely explain a human being.
No.
Maybe. Not this time. Maybe sometime in the future, 5,000 years from now. Maybe you can create a human being from the bottom up.
But in a way, I hope we stay more complex than something we can create.
Well, I have a feeling that that's the truth, too. There's some physicists, mathematicians have a feeling that what we call the human soul is a consequence of some sort of quantum interaction in the human brain. So meaning there's some sort of interaction amongst subatomic particles within your neurons. And for some reason, it creates some sort of field. I don't know if you can call it a consciousness field, but there's definitely something deeper to human consciousness. It's not the same as a computer where you have switches, you have atomic switches flipping on and off.
Yeah.
It's not at all the same.
Yeah.
Many scientists believe that there's something deeper than that. So.
Interesting.
Yeah. The world's a crazy place.
It's a crazy time.
Crazy people, crazy times. God's great, beer's good, and people are crazy. God bless.
God bless Apothic Inferno red wine.
God bless the infidels.
Well, brother.
Well, brother, I think that was a very good podcast. Very inquisitive.
Powerful.
Talked about many things there. You know,
Can't
least of which William Shatner having gay sex with Jeff Bezos, dressing up as Martin Luther King for Halloween. Oh, Dad interrupted us. That was funny.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. The powerful Ronnie. So.
Mr. Ron, the old dog.
That's an inquisitive character. We should have him on.
We should. Maybe the next one.
All right.
Well,
anyways.
You folks take care out there. Have yourself a beautiful Thanksgiving.
And feel free to question everything.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with it.
Treat people as if they're a fragment of something completely ununderstandable.
Quantum subconscious.
So treat them as if there's a slice of God in them. That's essentially what the spirit is, right? A little piece of divineness in them. You got to treat people like that. That's ultimately the best way to treat people.
That's right. But if there's a guy walking around with some sort of God complex, tell him to go fuck himself.
Yeah.
It's good for them. It knocks them down a little.
That's right. Anyhow.
Anyway, thanks for listening.
Yep. Take care.